Welcome to Home Care Locators. Today we are going to review and discuss about best air purifier for office. Before we move forward, please like and subscribe this channel to get more updated. Managing toxins and uproarious traffic when driving to and from work are awful enough, yet it is more terrible when similar components attack your home when it should fill in as an asylum where you can appreciate a quiet, individual space. The calmest air purifier settles these issues by working silently as it improves your air quality and frees your home of harmful contaminants. This is especially helpful in a nursery or room where commotion can disturb rest. Most of the air purifiers just run discreetly in low settings, yet the calmest air purifier can do likewise at its greatest presentation. We have separated the most significant highlights to consider before making your buy. Commotion level is the undeniable need when searching for a calm model. Next is the inclusion zone for adequate security. One progressively indispensable element is the number and sort of filters, since they demonstrate the degree of security to expect and the particular kind of contaminants that can be expelled from the air. Other key highlights we surveyed are measurements for capacity and portability, fan speeds for adaptability and yield, and CADR rating for proficiency in execution. Top 5 Best Desktop Air Purifier 2020. In our journey to distinguish the calmest air purifier, we inspected several models and the input audits they got from purchasers and solid survey destinations. We have positioned the top calmest air purifiers in the correlation table underneath and examined the highlights of every one of the models in detail. You will likewise locate our creative purchasing guide importantly. It drills down the advantages of putting resources into an air purifier, offers tips on looking after it, and explains more on the key highlights. Number 1, Rabbit Air A2 SPA700A, Best All-Around Quiet Air Purifier. This model ticks all the privilege boxes of the best tranquil air purifier, and significantly more quiet activity, numerous filters, sweeping inclusion, various fan rates, and remote control. It includes a propelled filtration framework comprising of 6 phases of refinement. A launderable and perpetual pre-filter, it catches residue and huge particles, which could deter airflow and harm the air filter. A medium filter that traps particles, for example, dust, pet dander, and shape whose size is bigger than 1 micron. A Bio-GS HEPA filter which dispenses with airborne particles that are 0.3 microns or bigger at a proficiency pace of 99.97%, notwithstanding delaying the filter's life expectancy, and improving its presentation by diminishing the development of CADR contaminations and expansion of pathogens on the filter. A tweaked filter made of germ defense, odor remover, pet allergy, or toxin absorber filter, contingent upon your decontamination needs. A charcoal-based filter made of high-grade granular, enacted carbon which retains and kills smell from pets, cigarettes, and mold. A negative particle generator that appends harmful particles to electromagnetically charged negative particles, to keep them from getting away go into the air. The amazing Energy Star evaluated engine utilizes a brushless, direct current innovation to expel airborne contaminants in spaces with the inclusion of up to 700 square feet while creating just 20.8 to 45.6 decibels of clamor. Regardless of having an incredible 5 fan speeds, this model has a low force utilization of 47 watts, at the most noteworthy setting. The bundle accompanies a divider mount unit to join the model to the divider and remote control to work this model from a separation very nearly atop of the line brilliant air purifier. When it is in a dull room, a light sensor consequently changes to rest mode for undisrupted rest. Pros: multiple, customizable filtration, expansive coverage, adjustable speed, remote operation, can be mounted on a wall. Cons: expensive machine. Number 2, Koei AP1512HH, Quietest True HEPA Air Purifier. It is undoubtedly the quietest HEPA air purifier for smoke, pollen, and odors removal. It employs smart sensors, a variety of fan speeds, and 4 different levels of filtration consisting of a pre-filter, deodorization filter, true HEPA filter, and ionizer. A HEPA filter removes 99.97% of toxic airborne particles, and pathogens that are 0.3 microns or larger, while the ionizer attaches the trapped particles to negative ions through an electromagnetic reaction, to prevent them from escaping back into the air. The special sensor detects the level of pollution in your room and automatically adjusts the fan speed accordingly to purify the air when in auto mode. If no contamination is detected after half an hour, the sensor stops the fan, and switches to eco mode to preserve energy. A brightly colored LED light indicates the current air quality. You can select among 3 fan speeds, which produce 24.4 to 53.8 decibels of noise, with the low being the quietest. The pre-filter is washable and permanent. A filter replacement indicator notifies you when the pre-filter is due for washing, or when the HEPA filter needs replacing. Using the convenient timer, you can schedule your preferred duration for air purification at intervals of 1, 4, 8 or 12 hours before the unit automatically switches off. Featuring a CADR rating of 246 for dust, 240 for pollen and 233 for smoke, COA AP1512HH effectively eliminates odor, VOx, pollen and other allergens in rooms, with coverage of up to 361 square feet. Keep in mind that the blue sensor light stays on when the unit is running, which could be inconveniencing at night. Pros: multiple filtration levels, variable fan speed, pollution sensor, auto mode option, air quality and filter change indicators. Cons: sensor light stays on at all times. Number 3, Winix 5300-2 Best Quiet Air Purifier for allergies, sinuses, and asthma. This model is outfitted with a genuine HEPA filter, an enacted carbon filter, and plasmawave innovation to battle contaminants in rooms, with the inclusion of up to 360 square feet. The genuine HEPA filter catches 99.97% of airborne particles that are in any event 0.3 microns, while the carbon filter evacuates VOx and scent, making this the calmest pet smell air purifier. A filter change marker light enlightens when the genuine HEPA filter is expected for substitution. Plasmawave innovation disposes of allergens and concoction fumes through ionization. You don't need to stress over dangerous outflows, since this air purifier is COL recorded and affirmed by AHAM, CARB, and Energy Star. Winix 5300-2 produces just 27.8 decibels of commotion on the most reduced speed setting, making it one of the calmest HEPA air purifiers. There are 4 speed settings, with everything taken into account, going from low to turbo to meet your air filtration needs. At the point when you actuate the auto mode, the shrewd sensor evaluates the quantity of airborne polluting influences in your room, and chooses the best speed for ideal decontamination. A LED pointer light changes shading to blue, golden or red relying upon the degree of contamination in your room. You can appreciate a serene night, on the grounds that the sensor likewise diminishes the LED light and decreases the fan speed for considerably calmer activity in rest mode. The carbon filter ought to be supplanted like clockwork. Luckily, the bundle accompanies 3 extra carbon filters, making an aggregate of 4 carbon filters, which should last you an entire year. This best evaluated air purifier is especially well known, with individuals experiencing sinuses, with just a couple of protests about the ringing sound when you turn the unit on or off. Pros: 3-stage filtration system, smart sensor, auto mode and sleep mode, 4 speed settings, 3 extra filters, industry certifications. Cons: chiming sound. Number 4, Blue Pure 411 Quietest Tabletop Air Purifier. With a base commotion level of 17 decibels, this is the calmest room air purifier on our rundown. It accomplishes this with a particular polypropylene filter media which keeps the clamor at any rate in any event when the unit is running at rapid. Blue Pure 411 is a little air purifier that would suit a zone matching 161 square feet. It uses 3 stages of filtration, with a launderable pre-filter which traps huge particles, like residue and pet hair, a molecule filter which kills 99% of allergens, dust parasites, smoke, pet dander, and form spores, and an initiated carbon filter, which expels pet smell and vaporous contamination from unstable natural mixes. The bundle incorporates two launderable pre-filters, made of texture, which come in blue and dim hues. However, you can buy the filters, independently in other various hues, to coordinate your environment. Contingent upon utilization, the substitution of filters is suggested like clockwork. A filter substitution marker will remind you, in the event that you neglect to do it on schedule. Other exceptional highlights incorporate an air changes for each hour, rating of 5x, which means it will altogether cleanse your room at regular intervals, and low force utilization of 1.5 watts, which has earned this model Energy Star rating. Working this air purifier is additionally simple, with the one contact button used to control the unit on or off, or to choose from 3 speed settings. Purchasers have noticed that the light remains on as long as the unit is running. This could be diverting around evening time. Pros: quiet operation, compact and portable, 3-stage filtration, variable speed settings, low power consumption, multiple pre-filter color options. Cons: the light stays on at all times. Number 5, Hamilton Beach 04384 budget pick. As the calmest air purifier under $100, Hamilton Beach 04384 will set aside your cash on both the underlying expense and on filter substitution, since it includes a perpetual pre-filter and a changeless 99% HEPA-grade filter which catches airborne particles that are at any rate 3 microns in size. The main elective you may require, after at regular intervals, is for the 2 replaceable carbon zeolite filters remembered for the bundle. The unit has a pinnacle plan which makes it simple to fit it in tight spaces, just as rooms with most extreme inclusion of 140 square feet, and you can put it either vertically or on a level plane. A handle is utilized to control the speed settings of low, medium and high. You can expect an ultra-calm condition on low speed setting and background noise in the high setting. Background noise useful in alleviating infants to rest. Proprietors of this model acclaim its exhibition, ergonomic plan, ultra-quietness, low upkeep, and reasonableness. In spite of the fact that it doesn't have a genuine HEPA filter which is prescribed for individuals powerless to sensitivities and respiratory diseases, the HEPA-grade filter will at present adequately take out a large portion of the regular contaminations in your home or office. Pros: variable speed settings, permanent filters, ultra-quiet, convenient dual placement, simple knob control, competitive pricing. Cons: no true HEPA filter. Buying guide. This guide is intended to furnish you with all the basic data you have to know when buying your air purifier. You will become familiar with the advantages given by this gadget, the key highlights to consider while scanning for the best tranquil air purifier, and the most ideal approach to keep up for ideal execution, and a more drawn-out life expectancy. Why should you invest in an air purifier? Lethal contamination or a consistent nearness all over, regardless of whether it is the dust in the nursery, the poisonous outflows, in rush hour gridlock, the tobacco smoke behind our office, and even the skin and hide of our adored pets. An air purifier improves your air quality by dispensing with these contaminants and other harmful particles, which cause hypersensitivities, asthma, sinuses, and other respiratory contamination. You can even set it in auto mode, which consequently cleans the air at whatever point there is contamination for consistent security. Features to consider while choosing a quiet air purifier. These are the highlights that will assist you with distinguishing the most appropriate model for your spending limit, solace, comfort, and air cleaning needs. Noise level. It is likely the most significant component to consider when searching for the calmest air purifier. It is additionally almost certain the inspiration that makes you look for calmer models, like the ones on our rundown above, are frequently among module air purifiers. The commotion in air purifiers is produced by the fans. That is the reason for bringing down the speed of the fan yields a calmer sound. Consider the decibels on the model, and contrast the number with normal sounds, with comparable decibel, to get a thought of its sound yield. Type of filters. Not all filters are made equivalent. Contingent upon the sort of poison you need to dispose of, you may require a filter that has been explicitly planned and streamlined to dispense with that specific toxin, since filters fluctuate in their viability in managing explicit contaminants. Air purifiers illuminate this by having various sorts of filters, and innovation, for example, plasma wave, to wipe out a more extensive scope of poisons. That is the reason most air purifiers use in any event a launderable pre-filter which traps enormous residue particles that could hinder the air purifier and influence the exhibition of different filters. A HEPA filter, which has an effectiveness pace of 99.97 in evacuating particles that are in any event 0.3 microns in size, particles that are for the most part made of pathogens and allergens, and a carbon filter made of exceptionally spongy initiated charcoal, which is successful in expelling scent, smoke, and vaporous toxins. A few filters are launder-able and changeless, others require substitution after a specific period. Affirming the kind of filter previously will assist you with envisioning the sort of upkeep required, and any extra expense on the substitution. Fan speeds. An air purifier with an assortment of speed alternatives is helpful in light of the fact that you can choose a higher speed for significant levels of contamination or for shorter cleaning time, and a low speed setting to spare vitality and lessen clamor. The Rabbit Air-A2 SPA700A air purifier, for example, has an astounding 5 rates to look over. Coverage area. Air purifiers are intended to work at their ideal execution, in spaces inside explicit measurements. These measurements are communicated in square or cubic film, with the previous being the most widely recognized. By and large, enormous air purifiers spread more territory than littler ones. However, it is ideal to check the particular inclusion region of your proposed model to be sure. Producers demonstrate the specific space, film that their models are intended to cover so you can get the correct air purifier for your planned room. For instance, Rabbit Air-A2 SPA700A conceals to 700 square feet, while Blue Pure 411 gives the most extreme area inclusion of 161. Utilizing an inappropriate model for your room may render it incapable and open you to unsafe airborne particles. CADR level. CADR is the short type of clean air delivery rate, which is communicated in cubic feet every moment. It quantifies what number of cubic feet of poisons every moment an air purifier can expel in a room of a specific size. The contamination estimated by CADR are the 3 most regular airborne particles: residue, dust, and smoke. COA AP1512HH has a CADR rating of 246 for dust, 240 for dust and 233 for smoke, proof of its proficiency and viability in expelling those specific poisons. Dimensions. The size of an air purifier influences its position and, as a rule, the breadth of its inclusion territory. Models intended for open rooms, or whole houses are bigger to oblige amazing engines, and enormous filters that can procedure a lot of air. Then again, a little office or nursery will require a smaller, and convenient air purifier to fit in the restricted space. For more choices in situation and capacity, Hamilton Beach 04384 has a pinnacle structure which can be set both vertically and on a level plane, while Rabbit Air-A2 SPA700A accompanies a divider mount unit to spare space. Warranty. Our rundown of the best tranquil air purifiers highlights models with a guarantee period extending from 1 to 5 years, and away from how the guarantee is explicit to the individual air purifier. Counsel with the vendor, producer and different purchasers, who have left criticism audits online to know the period and terms of the guarantee and how to maintain a strategic distance from circumstances that could void it. Extra features. Sensors. When you actuate the auto mode, the sensors watch the present nature of air, and consequently start filtration with the best speed setting when they recognize any contamination. Clock. It spares vitality by permitting you to set the air purifier to run for a specific period. The most widely recognized interims are 1, 4, 8 and 12 hours. Auto shut off. It diminishes power utilization by turning off the unit once ideal air filtration has been accomplished. Rates and activity modes. Notwithstanding giving you more noteworthy adaptability in the degree of yield, different rates can control the commotion created to a lower level. A few models include different yield modes that can be balanced for various undertakings and settings. For example, Winx 5300-2 darkens the LED light, and lessens the fan speed for a peaceful activity, when in rest mode, a mode likewise accessible in Rabbit Air-A2 SPA700A. Koei AP1512HH stops the fan, once ideal air quality is accomplished, and changes to eco mode to save vitality. Confirmation. Industry models are utilized to guarantee the air purifiers are viable, productive, vitality-sparing and safe from poisonous discharges. Winx 5300-2 is one of the calmest room air purifiers you can trust since it is recorded and insured by AHAM, CARB, and Energy Star. Remote control. It is an advantageous component that permits you to work the unit from a separation. Execution and upkeep alarms. These incorporate pointer lights that show the degree of air quality and filter change updates. Tips to keep up your air purifier. Abstain from setting the air purifier underneath and between furniture or against a divider, which could restrict the measure of airflow. Clean the launderable filters normally, and supplant different ones after the period prescribed by the maker to keep the air purifier in top execution. Abstain from opening the entryways and windows or clearing the room when your air purifier is running since it exhausts the unit and diminishes its life expectancy. Vacuum the room routinely, particularly the carpet, which effectively holds residue and pet hair. It diminishes the remaining burden of your air purifier, since it will at that point filter less particles. Utilize low-speed settings and eco mode, when you can, in light of the fact that it utilizes less force and spares vitality. FAQ. How regularly do the filters should be supplanted? A few filters are launderable and changeless. For the replaceable ones, the period that should go before filter substitution differs starting with one model then onto the next. The dealer or maker, as a rule, demonstrates the prescribed trade time frame for their model. Are these gadgets safe to use in homes, with youngsters and pets? Air purifiers are really valuable to pets, kids and every other person, since they dispose of pet hair, smell and dander and other poisonous particles that cause hypersensitivities and other respiratory diseases in the two people and pets. The models on our rundown are protected to use as they bear well-being accreditation from approved industry bodies like UCL, AHAM, CARB, and Energy Star. What are the benefits of having a clock in an air purifier? What's the ideal time it should run for? A clock spares vitality by permitting you to plan the length the unit should run before consequently turning off. You can run an uproarious air purifier for 1, 4, 8, or 12 hours while you are away so you can return to a tranquil domain with clean air. The ideal interim span is the one that will free your room of all the destructive particles. Our verdict. Hair Air-A2 SPA700A flaunts all the fancy odds and ends possibly in an air purifier. It works super discreetly while gives you propelled numerous filtration, broad inclusion, different fan rates, and remote control. One of its noteworthy insights is that it has the most noteworthy number of speed settings on our rundown of calmest room air purifiers, yet creates the least clamor. Sensitivity sufferers and children whose insusceptible framework is as yet creating need the calmest HEPA air purifier, which can wipe out 99.97% of pathogens and unsafe particles from the air. Scratch that, everybody needs an air purifier with the prevalent HEPA filter. Koei AP1512HH and Winx 5300-2 brag of this filter just as sheltered ionizers, numerous speed alternatives, sensors, and execution and support alarms which incorporate filter, change update and continuous air quality marker. The two models are among the calmest room air purifiers, delivering under 30 decibels of sound, on a low setting. In any case, remember that additionally different producers make truly calm units, as you can see by Levoit air purifiers.